As it's World Book Day, I thought I'd share with you this story that I wrote together with a boy called Sid. It's Story of a Storyteller, and it's all about how books long for appreciation and to be valued. And it goes like this: Story of a Storyteller. Guess who I am? I'm a book. Quite happy to be one, actually, I think. I spend day and night cosy and warm on my bookshelf next to my neighbours who kindly share the space with me. However, I anxiously look down every day in hope of a new owner and sigh as the shop closes and I lie down for another night in my tight compartment. Today I feel hopeful. This is the day. I'm itching my dusty pages with a dry splinter when a female figure with long blonde hair strides briskly into the shop. I eagerly watch as she scrolls through the shelves. The woman does this until she's right in front of me. This is it. She reaches out her slim arm in my direction, but then she turns and grabs the book on my right. I shrink beneath my cover in despair. Another day on the bookshelf. At night, when the store is closed, I think about the wretched day I've had. It should have been me. I should be the one to be travelling to new places. What's wrong with me? Why am I being neglected? Why does no one pick me? So many questions that will remain unanswered throughout the night. I spring to attention at the click of a switch the next morning. Time flies. Maybe I'd stayed up too late last night. My misery still remains and I don't dare look forwards. But the shrill pounding of footsteps tempts me. I can't restrain my sense of hope and I eagerly turn my head towards the entrance. No one? I look again. Nothing. This is utterly peculiar, as there should be at least one person browsing the stash of books. I'm sure I heard footsteps. Frantically, I look down to see that there is someone lurking around. It's a teenage boy. However, he isn't looking for books. He's staring at a minuscule gadget. People call it smartphone. I mean, if you're coming to a bookstore where you can find wonderful books, like me for instance, why just sluggishly kick back on some stupid gadget? I exhale deeply. My pages sink, and I wonder what will happen to me in time. This is nothing like what my ancestors went through. They lived a full life. Back in the day, books were the only source of joy. Now there's technology. Maybe in time we'll be erased and will be no more. My mind is clouded with thoughts as I continue glaring at the boy surmounted by an interactive world activated by a single tiny tap. Why must I be a book? The boy is all I think about, whilst my shelf companions rest without torment. The thought that I might be no more stays in my mind and never leaves, worrying me constantly. The next day, my enthusiasm perishes and I moan in desolation. The boy is not there today, just a couple of people scanning the books. I don't even dare look up. I'm so miserable. I don't care. Suddenly, a wrinkled hand reaches out for me and plucks me from my shelf. Can this really be? I pinch my cover to make sure. I wake abruptly. It's the middle of the night. It had indeed been too good to be true. I listened to my neighbours chatting, intrigued by their conversation. Did you know that my friend got picked by someone earlier today? One of them says. Oh, I feel so happy for him, the other exclaims. It's getting harder these days for someone to come by your shelf and reach out their hand for you, his neighbour sighs. Indeed, the other mumbles. Deep in thought, I silently contemplate our plight. What makes one book different from another? The next morning, I gaze across the store. There's a boy skulking around. He looks familiar. I realise he's the boy who was in the other day, the one who kept on browsing on his gadget. But this time, he isn't carrying his phone. He's wandering in search of books. I think for a second whether he's been hit by a coconut or something, but then he takes out a damaged smartphone from his pocket. So that's why. All of a sudden, my cover begins to feel itchy. The itch grows until it becomes unbearable. I feel so scratchy I'll rip my cover from myself. I look so different without it. Could it be? This isn't my cover at all. I've been something else all along. The boy turns in my direction. He clambers to the top of the shelf. He inspects me, his blue eyes all a-shimmer. A book on gadgets, he gasps. Our faces meet. He reaches out and he clutches me. I'm filled with glee as he takes me away. I bid farewell to my old home as I watch it disappear in the distance. Hope you enjoyed that, and happy World Book Day to you all.